Today we look at the school cafeteria, highlight the culinary program, and see if students can taste the difference between foods with a blind taste test. All this and more on a food-filled episode of SHS Today.
SHS Today starts now.
Good afternoon, Saline. I'm Phoenix Vlasian.
And I'm Alex Clark. Let's get started with the special food episode of SHS Today. 55 Saline DECA members attend the District Career and Development Conference last Thursday at Eastern Michigan University. 36 of them were chosen to move on to State Career and Development Conference in March. Good job, Saline DECA.
Taylor Nunley takes us to the school cafeteria to explain some recent changes to the program made this year.
Last year's school lunches were very popular among students. We polled 50 students about what they did for the lunch year in 2013-2014. Over half said they bought their lunches. However, after recent changes, these numbers may be changing. We talked to Nadine Root about it.
I am the food service manager here in the kitchen, so I do all the ordering, I work with all the ladies, scheduling.
Nadine next told us about recent price changes and how they've affected the lunchroom.
Sodium played a huge part in price fluctuations. So our food costs have skyrocketed. For example, the low sodium pepperoni that we use on pizzas is twice the price of non-low sodium pepperonis. The snack issue this year was huge. For our snack racks, so they had to alter, the manufacturers had to change the packaging, they downsized.
Many steps can be taken in order to save more money.
Our lunch trays, it would be great if the students weren't throwing them in the trash barrels. We don't get our trays back and we're not purchasing any more trays. We don't have enough trays to get us through hardly a lunch period anymore. They're supposed to be put on the tray racks out there.
We then asked the same 50 students about what they do for lunches this year. Due to some of the recent changes, the number of students who buy their lunches has gone down, while the number of students who bring their lunches has gone up. There are steps that can be taken to get better school lunches, so don't throw away your trays. I'm Taylor Nunley, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Taylor. It's definitely something for students to think about when they buy lunch next.
Now we join Luke Trokey as he interviews the head of the culinary program, Chef Musto.
Hello, Saline. I'm Luke Trokey. This week, we decided to take a look at the Culinary Arts program. To learn more about the program, we sat down with Chef Musto.
The culinary program is designed to do a couple things. One is to prepare students for jobs, both front and back of the house. It's to prepare students for culinary school. And then the third thing is we have 7 different competitions that students do, much like what you see on the Food Network.
After that, we asked about the culinary stations.
So right away we asked the students if there's an area that they'd like to start in. They have the opportunity to rotate from area to area or stay in one area and concentrate. And that's one of the neat things about culinary arts is you can actually stay in baking for 2 years and still not learn everything that there is or perfect all the skills.
After that, we asked about what they learn about in culinary.
So in culinary arts, we start out with really basic skills. It starts out with, first of all, sanitation, and then moving on to knives. How do we fillet? How do we cut apart a chicken? How do we butcher? We move into then the idea of tasting and creating basic knife cuts.
Finally, we asked about why Chef Musto wanted to be a teacher.
The culinary program's actually been around since the old high school. I wanted to teach the class for a lot of reasons. One is the community here in Saline and the students that are here are terrific. I knew that if I taught here, we'd be very successful when it came to competition and some of the things that I wanted to accomplish with students.
I'm Luke Trokey. Back to you in the studio.
This week, the program competed in a local competition for commercial baking and culinary arts. Emily Thornton, Luke Schaefer, and Delaney Moore took the top 3 spots in baking, while Jacob Learman, Victor Noves, and Nolan Delot took the top spots in the hot foods. These 6 have now qualified for the regional competition coming up next month. Congratulations.
The Saline High School Talent Show is back again on Wednesday, January 21st. Join our Saline students in the evening as they showcase the best of fun and entertainment they have to offer. Now we join Alexis Saunders as she gives us an idea of how good students' taste really is by subjecting them to a blind taste test. Let's take a look.
We have 5 different senses. What happens if you take one away? We brought in 3 groups of students to see if they could taste the difference. Our first items were off-brand and generic Chips Ahoy cookies.
This one tastes sort of like fridge. These look a little burnt.
But still, I like them both.
Then, we tried their taste buds to see if they could tell the difference between Throwback and regular Mountain Dew.
Original. Maybe that's a diet, non-diet test.
Oh, maybe. I don't
And
know.
I hate diet. Okay. What is a Throwback Mountain Dew?
That sounds weird. I taste the real sugar. Yeah. It's weird.
Real sugar is weird.
I feel like I've been cheated.
It tastes kind of bitter,
It does.
right?
Finally, we played a little trick on them and gave them the same exact potato chips.
That was very salty.
Definitely a potato chip.
I don't know, there's a little bit of sugar in them. That's weird. They're both satisfying as far as potato chips go.
And then we told them.
I was rough.
These taste really sweet and these don't. I thought maybe the cookies were gonna be the same thing.
I'm good at
we're
like,
so fixed on finding a difference that I
yeah,
found
that's
one.
what it is.
Can we have more chips?
The sight of something really plays a part in how you taste it.
I feel like you concentrate on the whole thing way more if you're like having your eyes closed and if you like really try to find a difference.
Could you have tasted the difference? I'm Alexis Saunders. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Alexis. It's interesting to see how different this off-brand and throwback flavors really taste.
Well, that's all the time we have this week. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Phoenix Vlasian.
And I'm Alex Clark. Tune in next week as Mary and Dan look at the debate team's recent win, new changes to the SAT and ACT, and what teachers really think of students on their phones.
Have a great weekend, Hornets.